Hey my beautiful Taurus peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and welcome in here to your April 2024 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are doing well. I do want to mention before we go ahead and get started, if you're interested in a personal reading, check out my website, CancerMoonsTarot.com. It's going to be the first link in the description box below if you would like to book me there. Without a further ado though, here Team Taurus, let's get on into it and see what we got going on here for you at this time. So what information and insight do we got coming in here for the Bull Gang, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout April 2024. What do we got showing up here for Team Taurus? Starting out here with the overall energy of the reading, we begin here with a Two of Cups. I like it. Two of Cups is a good vibe. Could be about a special connection with somebody this month in particular, but it also is about connecting with what's really for you. So I feel like you're figuring out, what do I really feel connected to? What am I supposed to be doing? Who am I supposed to be with? This is kind of the vibe and the energy I feel surrounding April. So you're getting something figured out and you're connecting to what actually feels right for you. So this is kind of giving me the what's the word that I'm looking for here? It's kind of like giving me the vibe, I guess, if you will, that maybe previously you felt a bit lost. And this could be in any area of life. This could be about career. This could be about love. This could be about your personal path. But it's like, it's giving me that in the past, maybe you have felt lost, but now you're finding yourself, or you're finding what you're supposed to really be connected with coming into the month of April. So that's good to have that sense of clarity. Let's take a look here and see what's showing up here in your main focus for the month of April. So what's going to be the main focus here for Taurus throughout April 2024, please? What is going to be the main focus here for Team Taurus throughout April 2024? And what do we have? We have here the Queen of Swords. Maintaining focus, maintaining your composure, removing yourself right now from what doesn't fit in your life anymore. Tell me a little bit more about this Queen of Swords. Why do we have the Queen of Swords showing up here as the main focus for Taurus? And we have here the Sun card, and we have here the Four of Swords. So I think a lot of you are coming to the conclusion right now that anything that is taking me away from my happiness, anything that is basically dimming my lights in my life is no longer going to be applicable to me. I feel like you're at a point where you are prioritizing happiness over everything. For some of you, even with a work situation, right? Maybe at a job, you made a lot of money, but despite the money, maybe it was a soul-sucking job. Maybe it was constantly putting you into a miserable state of being. So with that being said, you're like, money isn't everything, but my happiness is. You know, being rich in the soul is what really counts. Feeling rich inside and rich in health, right? Mentally, physically, spiritually is what really counts. So with that being said here, anything taking me away from my happiness is just not going to do anymore. It's not something I can afford to lose. Whoa, that's a big one, right? It's not something I can afford to lose. My happiness is everything, because we have one experience as far as we know here in this earth and on this plane, and you want to make it the best experience as possible. You know, I think that personally for me, I take being rich within my soul any day of the week over feeling like you're in a period of time where there's that poorness in the soul, where there's that anger, where there's that disruption of peace in your being, right? So you're at a point in time, Taurus, where your high vibration, your happiness, and you feeling content with the world you're living in is heavily, heavily prioritized coming into April. And like I said, I feel like as soon as you've decided to prioritize that, you're getting exactly what you should be connected with, and you're connecting to exactly what's right for you with the Two of Cups. So looking at the main focus here of the month, anything that needs to be removed that disrupts my peace and that disturbs my happiness is going to be removed accordingly, okay? Now let's go ahead and see how you're navigating through this focus. How are my Taurian peeps navigating through this focus throughout April 2024? Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. We have here a Four of Cups. We also have here a Two of Wands, and we have here a Fool card. So you're effortlessly letting go. You know, at the end of the day here, Four of Cups is a card about tuning out what you don't want. So you're filtering what's good for you, what's not good for you. Two of Wands here says you're choosing better for yourself. Fool card here says, I have no regrets letting go of what doesn't serve here at this moment in time in my life. So I feel like a lot of you guys, once again, are just at a point where richness in the soul is genuinely the priority, and feeling good and feeling happy with the life you're living is genuinely the priority as well, okay? And I feel like that's going to be very, very rewarding for you with the Two of Cups, so I'm super happy here to see that. Now, before we go ahead and hop into the other stuff, let's take a look here and see what good things are happening for you throughout April 2024. So what are the good things happening here for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout April 2024, please? what are the good things coming up here for Taurus during this time? Starting out here with the first card, we have here a Page of Pentacles. Taking a look here at the next card, we have here the Star card. I feel like you're incredibly grateful and thankful that you decided to do what felt right. There is a very prominent energy in April, and I feel like even in March and previous months, you were feeling like led up to this moment, but there's a very prominent energy, Taurus, of like, I need to do what feels right in my life right now, not what other people are telling me, not how society is telling me to live my life, not how my family or friends are telling me to live my life. I have to go based on what my soul is telling me. Because I also hear from you guys, it's like your soul was tired, okay? You guys were tired. You were beat down, you were drained, you were worn out, and you didn't see a feasible future. Feeling this way, and the more that you would put other things in a, you know, in the chain of priority, right? The more that you would put other things over your personal needs was killing you at that point in time, Taurus. So I feel like leading up to April, man, it was like something has to change. And you're so incredibly grateful with the Page of Pentacles here to the Star that it's like, I took a chance, you know, on listening to what my soul was telling me, what I needed. And at this moment in time, that is the best choice I could have made. So looking at the good things so far is that you have made literally the best choice you could have made in your particular circumstances right now in life. And that's a really awesome thing here to see. What other information do we have here for Taurus, please? In regards to good things happening for them throughout April 2024, what other good stuff is coming up? And what do we have? We have here a Queen of Pentacles, self-prioritization, Three of Pentacles, everything's working out. So as you are prioritizing yourself and your happiness, you're going to notice things are really coming together. As you are glowing as a person this month, you're also starting to realize everything around you just seems to be working out. You know, as you've said, hey, universe, I'm ready to live my best life. The universe says, I'm ready to reward you with that best life. You know, if you're cutting out unhealthy people, then you are noticing that you have a big upkeep in people who are genuinely healthy and positive for you. If you walked away from that shitty job, here come in the job offers that you actually deserve, that are great places and great working environments to be a part of. If you decided to veer away from a negative path, here comes a beautiful positive one. So you are starting to notice the moment you decided, I deserve better, here comes better. The moment that you decided, my soul needs to be nourished, here comes everything in regards to the plentiful universe we have. Here comes everything to feed that abundance that you are now protruding into the world, right? Because you're claiming I deserve abundance. Here comes forward abundance. So I feel like everything is just working around you very much so with ease, and it feels super, super good. What else do we have here for good things happening for Taurians throughout the remainder here of April 2024? We have here a King of Pentacles, card of abundance, and we have here the Knight of Wands, card of satisfaction. So you're going to be very, very heavily satisfied this month, guys. I think this month it's like you feel significantly different in comparison to where you were. I just feel like, once again, getting back to that thing where I heard like your soul was just so tired. It's like your soul is now nourished. It really is. And it's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. I know maybe some people are watching this and are like, Ant, you're coming off so intense right now, but I feel like it's a very intense feeling for you. I really think that your soul was so drained, dude. And it was so fucking intense. And it was like every day doing the same shit over and over again and being unhappy. It's like, I don't know if I can keep this up. Like, I don't know if this can be my future, right? So like something had to give, something had to change. So looking at everything good about this month is that everything feels easy in a way. Maybe not easy, but you're at ease so much more than you were. And it feels like things are working in your favor. It feels like opportunities are starting to appear for you as you've chosen better for yourself. And it's like, I think I made the best choice I could have made. So I feel like there's nothing else I can say. That is like the best highlight of the month. I think you have some amazing things happening for you. And by the way, in terms of opportunities, I really do feel like it's going to be a pretty big opportunistic time, especially in career, guys. You could have a lot of career opportunities that are going to come towards you this month, but opportunities in general to just better your circumstances, I feel, are going to be appearing to you as you're working on improving your circumstances too. Either way, though, I mean, the main point here, right? Looking at the Two of Cups being the overall energy of the reading, the Two of Cups here says you're connecting with what's finally, what's actually for you at the end of the day, right? Two of Cups here says you're connecting with the right path. And that can be in any area of life where you've genuinely felt lost. So that's really, really beautiful to see. Let's go ahead and see if there are any sort of challenges manifesting here this month. So are there any challenges showing up here for Taurus that they need to be made aware about throughout April 2024? We have here the Hermit. I think that the only challenge you may face is being in the energy of seeing everything exactly how it is. Now, the Hermit card represents Merlin, and Merlin is the wisest of them all. So with that being said, this is about having knowledge. This is about having wisdom, information. I remember, hearing something about how the most intellectual people in the world are usually the most depressed or unhappy, whereas maybe people who aren't incredibly intellectual can tend to be happier or lead happier lives. And it's an interesting study when you look at that, because people that are coming from an intellectual point of view tend to have more pessimism. And the reason why they have that is that they could see things very clearly. Now, I tend to believe that despite being able to see a lot of the negatives in the world, because I'll be real, there's a lot of really shitty things in the world. There's also a lot of beautiful things too. So I feel that with the Hermit showing up here saying that you have a lot of wisdom, you can see things for what they are, it may make it difficult sometimes to have positive energy or to have a positive attitude. But I'm here to tell you, despite the intellectual energy you have and you carry, don't allow that to be the main frame of your focus, right? In terms of, I see the world for what it is. Sure, you may see the negative aspects very clearly, but remember, there are good aspects of the world too. Remember, you have the power to tune in to the higher frequencies in this realm, in this reality. You have the power to tune into the good stuff that Earth and life itself has to offer. So remember, you have a choice. You may be able to see very clearly and realistically the negative aspects of life, but that also means you can see the very positive and beautiful aspects of life too. So try to focus on where you want to place your perception, because perception within itself is reality. So if we're placing our perception on the positive, a positive reality we can attain, okay? So Taurus, I think the only challenge here is I see everything for what it is, and, other people might not, Some people may look at our government and praise them. I look at them and I'm like, yeah, shady. I get that wholeheartedly, right? Either way, though, try not to look at everything that's wrong in the world, If you have that kind of perception, it's going to be really hard to carry a positive tune this month. But if you look at everything that can be beautiful and amazing and right for you in the world, you're going to be changing your frequency and you're going to allow yourself to have happiness. Happiness is where you make it and where you find it and where you decide to look at it at the end of the day too. Okay? All right, guys, that's what I have here for the potential challenge. So just remember, your perception plays a massive role here, guys. Okay? Now let's go ahead and take a look here at some things that Taurus may want to possibly avoid in the month of April 2024. So is there anything Taurus may want to avoid throughout April 2024, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Avoid holding back 100%. We have here a 9 of Wands. Pairing that 9 of Wands, we have here the 10 of Cups. Do not hold back from anything that grants you fulfillment and happiness, okay? Now, I know that's a no-brainer, but at the end of the day, sometimes we can feel intimidated by the good things that we have in our lives, and also sometimes we can be in an energy where things may be going well, and then certain thoughts start to creep up like, is this too good to be true? Sometimes we can have those types of thoughts cross our mind. I want you guys to be as present to the life you're having in April 2024. And what I mean by this, Taurus, is when those thoughts come across your mind, is this too good to be true? Just say, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe it is true. I'm living proof of it right now. I'm in a good space. I'm in a good situation. Why doubt that, A lot of people, unfortunately, will get in good places and then they will basically wait until something bad happens because they're so freaked out and so scared that something bad is going to take away the good. We live in a reality of duality, so we're going to have hard times and good times. Sure, if we're in the good times, we're bound to have hard times again, but at the end of the day, you want to be present to the good times in front of you. Enjoy it. Be present to it. Live it up. There's no purpose in, waiting for the next bad thing to happen or waiting to see what's going to happen in the future. Take it day by day. And if today is good, enjoy the day, man, and be grateful that it was, right? So I feel like that's the best advice I can give you. You don't want to put yourself in a position to where you're missing out on the good stuff in front of you. Okay. So that's definitely one major thing you want to avoid. What other things may Taurus want to avoid here throughout April 2024? We have here a Three of Cups and we have here a Three of Swords. I just want to say here with the Three of Swords right now, the Three of Swords is an energy that can represent heartbreak and pain, but it also can represent separation. I feel like people, especially with Mercury being in retrograde at this time, may want to reunite with you, may want to reconcile with you. I feel like reconciliations, especially during any Mercury retrograde period, is usually like, let's avoid that, maybe later on, maybe at a later date, but it's probably best to just keep things the way they are now. So just a word to the wise, I feel like any sort of reconciliations would be worth avoiding rather than participating in. What else should Taurus avoid here at this time? We have here the Ten of Swords and we have here the Temperance card. This is a big one too. A lot of people, tend to feel that if they walk away from something, they're healed, right? Healing is a very interesting journey because it's very unique to each and every single one of us. Like everybody heals on a completely different time frame and in a completely different way. Some people can heal one way versus another. So everybody's healing is completely 100% different. So I just want to mention here with the Ten of Swords, just because you may end something, just because you may walk away from something this month, just because you may be in a period of time where you're leaving certain people or certain things behind, just know that that doesn't mean necessarily you're automatically healed. Just know that your healing can take time and continue to be patient with yourself. Because I kind of feel an energy where it's like you just want to be over something or over someone in April 2024, but it may take longer than just simply being over it, right? You may have to have some moments to yourself where you continuously purge out everything that you've went through, and you might have to give yourself some time to really move past something. So don't try to shove away any sort of pain that comes up at this time, okay? If you want to properly heal, you have to allow yourself to feel. I know I practice that and mention that a lot to everybody, and I know it might be tedious to hear, but it's the truth. Like if you actually want to heal, you have to feel. So don't try to just cut off too quickly your pain or anything that comes up here at this time this month. If there's anything that's coming up, let yourself feel it, let yourself confront it so that you then therefore can release it. And by the way, another quick word to the wise in terms of Mercury retrograde, what Mercury retrograde tends to do is it loves to bring everything that's beneath the surface to the surface so that confrontation can happen. So if there's something that is affecting you randomly, right? Well, not randomly, but let's say you buried some childhood trauma really deep within you and you haven't thought about it in years, and suddenly during the period of April it's like it comes up, and there may be that instinct where it's like, okay, this happened years ago. Why should I give a fuck about this? I should just push this down inside again and not, confront it. But Mercury is going to be like, no, I'm going to keep on bringing it back to the surface, because Mercury likes to bring things to the surface because it means it's time to let that specific thing go. So if you're noticing stuff coming up emotionally, even if you haven't thought about it in years, don't be so quick to shoo it away, but do your best to actually confront it, because that is your that is your body, that is your soul's way of saying, hey, it's time to fully let go of this thing that we never fully processed, so that we don't have to have that heft and that heaviness on our hearts anymore and on our souls anymore. We can release, let go, and be lighter. So this is a time of a lot of releasing. So try to embrace the release as much as possible rather than to create any sort of resistance to it would be my best advice, okay? All right, though, guys, I mean, that's what we have here so far. For the majority of the reading, we're going to look at some other areas now. So I'm going to take a look here at your career, your finances. We'll look into single Taurians and Taurians in relationships, and then we'll close off your reading entirely with an overall outcome. Okay, so let's get into it, man. Starting out here with career for Taurus, what's showing up in April 2024? Is there anything they need to be made aware about? Any kind of career opportunities, anything they might want to watch out for? Whatever comes out, comes out. What do we have here for career? First card showing up here, guys, is going to be the World card. Looking at the following, we have here the Seven of Cups, and we have here the Ace of Swords. So I kind of mentioned this too, with the Two of Cups being the overall energy of the reading. If you have completely walked away from what you feel is no longer serving you, I definitely feel like you're finding, what you actually deserve this month. And I think that's showing up quite heavily in career, because the World card here talks about endings, but when there are endings, there are always brand new beginnings. And the Seven of Cups is a card here that talks about exploring different options you may have. And the Ace of Swords here is about having a realization of what option actually fits. So I think that if you're leaving behind some sort of career or looking for a career change, you're figuring out the next career for you. So you're getting it figured out. And it seems quite lovely, guys. I think you're going to enjoy this new career opportunity or this new career overall. Now, if you're a Taurus and you're totally content with your career and you're not looking to shift it or change it, this section of the reading won't resonate to you. But if you're a Taurus who has recently left behind a certain career field and you've been kind of lost a little bit, wondering like where you should go next, I think you're getting it all sorted out here with that Ace of Swords. So that's really lovely here to see. So in terms of career, I do see some of you guys finding where you feel like you truly fit right here and right now. Is there anything else though to note for Taurus via career before we move into their financial section? Is there anything else to note here for Taurus about their career before we move forward? We have here the Strength card, and we have here the Ace of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you have decided to make sure that you have the strength to pull back from what you know is not benefiting you. You're not accepting low pay. You're not accepting no benefits. You're not accepting people that treat you like crap in the workplace. It's like it takes a lot of strength to turn down opportunities, even if like the money's there, but I need to make sure that I'm doing something that I can genuinely do and be happy with. And of course, something that can financially support me too. So I feel like in terms of the career types of choices you're making sure that fulfillment is definitely the priority, and fulfillment shall be granted. All right. And I do want to say, if you're a Taurus who's watching and you're like, well, Ant, I haven't had any kind of new career opportunities, but I'm not really particularly happy where I am, then start exploring. When you're lost, inevitably you're going to be found, but when you're lost, you want to go with the flow, try something new, try a new career you never did before. It may actually be something you love. So allow yourself to experience new experiences in regards to new jobs and new things of that nature if you're not happy where you're at. Okay. All right, though, let's look at your financial sector. What do we have here regarding Taurus in reference to their finances? What's showing up here financially for Taurus throughout April 2024? First card out, we got here a Two of Pentacles. Following card here is going to be the Magician card coming into play here too. Interesting. Let's get two more cards regarding their finances. We have here the High Priestess, and we have here the Five of Wands. I feel like if there's been financial stress, it is most likely coming to an ending here. I feel like you're kind of on, you're on your way out of getting through financial stress, okay? Magician coming in here is a card that says, you have to be willing to show up. There's a lot of people that can go through financial stress and kind of detach from it and say, fuck it. People can get behind on their bills. People can rack up credit card debt, because they're at a point where they just detach. Sometimes people feel no way out financially. So they're like, fuck it, I give up. But I think that you're not in that energy. You're really showing up here financially to take care of your financial situation. If you've been behind on bills, you're catching the fuck up. If you've had credit card debt, you're paying the cards off. You're really putting in the work here and staying focused to set yourself up for a completely better financial situation. Now, if you're a Taurus who's financially good right now, I'm happy for you, dude. Awesome. And this portion probably won't resonate to you. But if you're a Taurus who feels like in the past you have given up, you're ready here to play catch up now. April, I feel, is going to be a very motivating time for you to want to do everything you can to show up to better yourself financially. And I see you guys doing everything you can here to eliminate that kind of stress. So you're going to be putting in the work here. And little by little, guys, I think you're going to be seeing that there's going to be a noticeable difference in your finances, and things will be getting improved as you continuously stay on top of them. So that's really great news here, guys. I love it. Okay. Keeping it moving forward, though. Let's hop on into single Taurians and love. Let's see what's going on for you guys. What information and insight do we got here for the single Taurus peeps throughout April 2024? What's going on here for Taurus singles? First card out is the Star. By the way, this card or this deck does have duplicates, so if you're wondering why there's two Star cards, it's just how the tarot deck is made. So we have here the Star card coming out here for single Taurians. Looking at a couple more cards, we have here a Six of Wands, and we also have here a Ace of Pentacles showing up here too. Sorry guys, I'm running out of room on this friggin' desk with these with a new style of reading that I'm doing, so A little bit of a pain in the ass, but bear with me. I know it's messy. But either way, Star card, Ace of Pentacles, and Six of Wands. I feel like single Taurians are kind of like, if the opportunity comes, like, sure, I will want a relationship. I would be interested in connecting with somebody and seeing where things can go. But it's like, it has to be the right person at the right time, you know? I feel like you're not going out of your way right now in your love life to try to meet somebody. But I also think because the majority of single Taurians right now are probably more focused on your own personal life and your own personal transformation. I'm also hearing too, it's like, I'd rather better myself and get into the best circumstances that I can and then have a relationship rather than struggle and then try to maintain a relationship at the same time. And I think that's okay. You know, if you're single right now, but open to the idea and open to love in general, that's not a bad thing. But if you're keeping the priority right now on you to better yourself and to put yourself into a good position within your life, that's totally okay too. So I feel like it's not about being single by choice. It's like single but open, but like mainly focusing on bettering myself. And that's where single Taurians seem to be at, you know? So if opportunity comes, cool. But if not, I'm not tripping about it is what I feel here. Okay. What about the couple Taurians though? What's going on for couple Tauruses in love throughout April 2024? What's going on here for couple Taurians in love? Boom, we got here the Nine of Pentacles, we also got here the Devil, and we got here the Knight of Pence paired here to the Queen of Cups. Interesting. I feel like you and your person are getting a lot more confident in regards to explaining some of like the unhealthy behaviors that you both have. And this is going to sound a little bit odd, but it's actually incredibly healthy to do. Like when you can be aware of your own toxic behavior and then your person can be aware of their own toxic behavior. And both of you are like, okay, like this is what I do that's not so good. This is what they do that's not so good. You talk about it and you actually choose to work on it. That's a massively healthy form of communication, right? No one's fucking perfect. I have incredibly toxic behaviors. You know, everybody who's watching does, the fucking Pope does. So like everybody has sides of themselves that probably aren't the brightest, you know, that aren't the greatest, but we can work on those when we allow ourselves to put it out there and say, hey, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not a perfect human, but this is what I know I do that's not the healthiest. This is what, you know, they do that's not the healthiest. Let's talk about it and let's work on it so that we're not, you know, bringing that negative energy to the relationship. So I feel like conversations are going to be talked about between you and your person. You guys are going to conversate about this and work on maybe some of those negative attributes about each other and about the relationship. So it feels like a lot of improvements actually coming into the relationship. And I like the Nine of Pentacles coming out because it's like you and your partner feel more confident to talk about these things, the deeper that you are going into your connection with each other. So it's like we get to talk about some of the hard stuff too. You know, maybe it's the hard stuff both of you go through, the hard stuff that life throws at you, but we're not avoiding anything that is bad. It's like we're working constantly to be better. And that's a really beautiful thing. It sucks when one person in a relationship only wants to be about happy, 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 and let's never look at the bad side of things. You got to look at the bad side of things to make them better. You know, that's the important part. So we got here a Knight of Pentacles, guys. We also have here a Queen of Cups showing up here for couple Taurians. What this is saying to me for both of you is that you are on a path right now where you're still happy, you're still in love, but you guys are consistently continuing to work on making the relationship better. A lot of healthy communication seems to be coming through here for Taurian couples, so this looks pretty damn great, okay? All right, with that being said, we're going to hop on into your overall outcome, everybody, and you're good to go. So what's going to be the overall outcome here for Taurus throughout April 2024? What is the overall outcome for their month, please? Boom, we got here a Five of Cups, and we're pairing that to a Moon card. I like it. Five of Cups is the card that can represent being in a space of unhappiness, being in a space of, what's the word that I'm looking for here? I was looking for a different word, but I guess unhappiness works, right? So Five of Cups is the energy of unhappiness. And I feel like, ultimately, coming into the month, you more than likely were in a bit of an unhappy space. You know, I remember telling you guys throughout the reading, what I felt like I was picking up from you was like, my soul is just tired. But the Moon card here says, I'm addressing what I'm feeling emotionally, and I'm choosing to do something about it. So as much as this may be an emotional month, it's not going to be a repeat of the previous months. I'm not going to just sit here and say, this is what makes me unhappy, and I'm just going to let it continue to make me unhappy. It's about, this is what makes me unhappy, but here's how I can do better for myself. If I'm tired of living my life on repeat, with the same shit, different day, but it's not getting any better, I have to hold myself accountable to make it better, right? So we're going from your soul feeling so tired to finally nourishing your soul and giving your soul and your heart and your mind and your body and your spirit everything that it needs here in April 2024. So it's a really beautiful time. I know it might seem intense or like a bit of a rough ride at first, but it's going to get better moving forward from April into next month and the next month and the next month after that. So you're setting yourselves up here for really, really good success. Okay. All right, Team Taurus. I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out here to April 2024. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Thank you guys so much for your love and support as always. It's much, much appreciated. And if you did enjoy this reading, definitely hit that like button. If it resonates, hit that like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you and welcome you here into the Soul family. But either way, though, Taurians, have a great remainder of your April. Have an awesome month, guys, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love and have yourselves a good one. Peace.